Hello everyone, today I'm going to continue with the Heroism TD. Today I'm going to be beating Intermediate Solo, and as you see, I have quite a lot of new towers, and time scale, and a new hero. So hopefully with all this, hopefully Intermediate will be possible for me, and if it's possible for you, or for me, it's probably possible for you, so. One thing I realized is that Intermediate is so hard to beat compared to every other game mode. There's this other game mode, the Rewrite. It's for the event. For this update, it's an event. It's called Rewrite. It has this boss called Chica Mecha. On top of giving more money than Intermediate, it is a way faster and also way more consistent. There isn't as much like minor crap you have to worry about. Like, there isn't gonna be a miner killing you by mining into your base. Luckily. And Farmyard. This is probably the best map in the game by far. And without Snowtridge or Farmyard, beating Intermediate Solo is quite a pain. And I would heavily suggest re-rolling your maps by escape, entering, or leaving, and then going back into the solo queue until you get Farmyard or Snowtridge. Mix them up together, that'd be a good map probably. And you'll see I am using soldiers instead of Recon Remy because I replaced them for a new, very expensive hero. I might die once in this, and maybe I'll take a leak to a miner or air elemental. It kind of depends how you set up. Everything just falls together based on what decisions you make and how fast you do them, which is quite crazy. Compared to other tower defense games, I feel like there's a lot more variability in this game. Because there's so many factors, like how much damage your heroes get by a pixel perfect difference of a placement. There's so many little micro factors, so you gotta play a lot more precise if you want to win consistently. It's not like TDS where you can just follow a document. Well, you probably could, but still, if your placement's a bit off, you could potentially make the run a little bit harder on yourself. So, I would suggest just locking in, relying on your heroes and soldiers for early game. And also getting Advanced Commando. Advanced Commando is the mid-game warrior. And also the end-game DPSer. So on top of being like very OP for early, he also has one of the best late games in the game. Well, the best technically speaking, but he's only one placement, sadly. Or he would be the best. Because he's the highest CPS unit with about, I think, maybe like... Might be, I don't know how much, like probably 1,000 by himself, which is insane. Those are Ecliptus minions with a little moon on their chest. So now that we buffed his range, he'll be doing a lot better. I don't have much experience on the lore in this game, so I'm not one to ask about that. But do y'all like this raw footage and no music, or do you think I should add like a little bit of music? Maybe speed up some of the parts where I'm not talking. I'm just listening to advice right now because I'm starting off. And I'd be very grateful if you could give me some. Because I would hope it would improve my content. Or I'm just a bad content creator. I think the one thing about this map is that your commando is not getting as much damage before all the big tanky enemies spawn, which is kind of annoying. I think we are safe for this wave. And we'll get 3 Hawks. Now this is the hard part, is these pikemen. They're very obnoxious to deal with. With this really good placement on commando, it's very possible. This commando's best placement for right now. As I know, there isn't a better one until he becomes max, and then you put him right here, and he'll get global range. You probably also put him right there, because it seems like he also covers that normally. Okay, one thing I figured out is that being greedy is very punishing in this game in specifics. Alright, so we sell this guy now. Got this. And buy a max. And then we put our first score pawn right here. I'm gonna do this. I feel like a maxed out score pawn. Really, just one gets more than enough bang for his buck. Yeah, our insane DPS. So I don't know how point blank works. I don't know if he's targeting an enemy outside of it, still does point blank damage. That's a good question. Okay, now that this map is really good, just because of these little pesky miners, they mine over a majority of your defense and result in a lot of run losses in the long run. If you play it, you'll probably see it's the most annoying enemy ever conceived by a creator. Whilst it isn't that bad, if you have these longer maps with really good loops for command, he'll be able to solo everything pretty much. I'm gonna start putting my first bull down, probably. And I'm gonna get him to rank 4, and that should be all the DPS we need. Here's our first air elemental. I think his explosion might hit the enemies. Yes, it hits flying, but it's not worth using. His flying enemies usually have way too much HP. Yeah, I'm gonna just get Juggernaut upgrade. Yeah, he does about like 600 DPS fully buffed, and his little charge up is now constantly active if you just maintain it. And that does a lot of damage to those prowlers. Crud. Maybe I should get a bull back here. Just time to put a few of our courtesy soldiers in the back. About 3, I think. That's good for courtesy. Just to deal with any... Maybe... I'm gonna be 4 just to be safe. Ultra safe. Right now we can redeploy this guy, and we put him right here. And then we're gonna put every unit around him. And you can put this commando slightly further back. I think it's best to spam these level 3 bulls now. Or whatever is the 10,000, so rank 4s. They're the most spammable upgrade for DPS. Okay, I would admit, I mean, it's very worthwhile because it more than, like, doubles their damage for a second. I'm talking about these guys to get them the max tier, and they're also going to be hitting everything at all times, but with these bigger hitting units, I think they also do the same. Okay, let's get a few worker giants down. Just because they have good damage. It is possible to do with a weaker loadout, because this loadout is more oriented for the late game, not much of a mid game or early game loadout. All you have for mid game is really some alright units. Okay, we're just gonna put all our 15 bowls down for starters, and we get them all to rank 4. Because it is probably their most cost-efficient upgrade. Or just for dealing with shielded enemies. I wouldn't consider it for DPS-wise. I think their max is really, really good. Doubles their damage, increase. It's only like a... Also increases their range, so it's very worthwhile. Suggest getting it. It's not right now, in my opinion. I like getting it later. We're maxing all our worker giants now. We're gonna start maxing our hawks. We love hawks. Hawks are probably my favorite tower in this game. Wounded hawk as well. They carried majority of my rounds. We're gonna turn down a 0.5 as it's just very... Actually, the early game we can just boost through. The early game of this boss fight, which is just dealing with all the enemies that are left over. Also is upgrading all my hawks. That's what I consider the early game. Alright, time to slow it down. He starts getting close enough to pop abilities. And you see, max upgrade, he gets a shield for Insult Stuns, which is kind of an OP ability. Just a little bit, just a little bit. And also it instantly heals him from stuns, I think. Nope, okay. I guess I fixed it. Thought that was intended, but I guess it's not. I mean, who would want to make that intended? That's kind of OP. Is it not? Just keep applying. As you see, time scale is much obliged if you want to beat this. There's probably some people beat on 2x, but you also gotta, they're considerably better than me at the game. Like, I'm not trying to hide it. I'm pretty average at when it comes to TD games. Well, not average. I'm just a little bit above average. But if you got like a TD pro on this, they could probably be on 1x pretty easily. Because the hard part is, it's just really annoying to deal with, like, trying to click on these units while all this crap is happening. That's one more annoying thing. You can start buying these giants, though. I'll probably turn the speed up to 2x though, just to clear it out quickly. And I have beat intermediate before this, I will say. My OBS is recording, right? Yeah, it is. Good. I was about to say. Did I record my OBS? Okay, not bad. 1.4. Okay, let's go, guys. We have beat intermediate solo. This is the hardest challenge in the game by far. You may be saying, what about that one? If you have played, you might be like, what about that weird truck with specific numbers on it, which is really weird. I'll show it to you real quick, actually. I think my recording is only probably about like 20 minutes long right now. So it's pretty fresh. So I will show you how to do this one. This is probably the most consistent game mode in the game, which is very surprising considering it's meant to be an event. Because it really doesn't have any gimmicks other than you don't have to farm that much. Like, you do a little bit of farming. Oh my god, these kids trying to join me. I don't want to let you join me, bro. Like, please, I want a solo. Oh my god, bro, I joined these guys. Oh my god. Please tell me I'm solo. Yes! Let's go. I'm solo. You can also tell I have 4 towers. It's a big giveaway, I'm solo. I'm not going to explain the gameplay here, because it's not that difficult. Start it. But the times in this game mode are really fast, so you can play this whole entire game with 2x, because, you know, the boss doesn't abuse these annoying mechanics, you know? It's just has an annoying ability. When it hits 10k HP, it'll explode and kill every tower on the map if you don't sell them in time. Your towers, by the way, not the guy. As you'll see, this game mode has a lot of paths. It makes it look quite intimidating. I'm gonna say quite otherwise. This is probably the easiest game mode in the game. When you have a good loadout, like, it's definitely harder than trial and easy mode as when it comes to difficulty for specific loadouts. But if you have the game maxed out, like if you have commando at least, this game mode is very quick for how much money it gives. Because it gives more base money than intermediate, which is leagues harder than it. And also, this game mode wants you to play with multiple people, which is kind of weird that it would give more rewards. It's like it's like rewarding people for having lives or having friends. I mean, you know what? It's whatever the game decides, really. I do not find this very hard. There isn't as many gimmicky characters in this one, so it's really more of a testament of skill, in my opinion. Even though it's not, like, very difficult, as I said before. You'll just see more of it as, like, a consistency challenge, because you can do the same thing every time. It'll always work. Intermediate, you need, like, the same map. This map's guaranteed every time. That's what I love. I feel like they should add a little feature where you can choose the exact map you want, because without Snowtridge or Farmyard, soloing intermediate soloing intermediate is quite a annoyance, let's say. Okay, I'm gonna upgrade this. He just upgraded the rank 3. Can I... Are hiddens coming in? This must be the wave hiddens come in on. You just need to maintain, like, similar placements, and with all the strongest towers, this is probably the fastest out of the 3 long game modes, in my opinion. I think easy surprisingly long. There's nothing compared to intermediate, where you, like, have to use time scale solo if you want to, like, stand a decent chance at doing it consistently with Farmyard, Snowtridge. Technically speaking, I think Snowtridge is slightly better because DPS late game isn't a problem with bowls, considering stun immunity. Makes him, like, the best DPS for the boss. You can leave our farms at level 1, luckily. The OBS is peeking up my dogs right now, so sorry. I have, like, 2 little Dachshunds. Someone at my school already found my YouTube. I don't even know how. Like, these people be hunting like hawks. Like, it's insane. Like, I'd even find it so quickly. Like, I had this YouTube account for quite a while, probably like a couple months now. But I just started uploading because I was gonna upload a TDX content over like the New Year's event last year. But the recording wouldn't work. But I did solo most of the Humvee, and I got it luckily. Plus, I got firework tech. This is where you get to see Juggernaut in all of his, I don't know, glory. I was gonna say like Juggerly glory, but that's just like not a terminology. Well, my parents also might walk in because it's about time we eat dinner right now. Sorry if they do. Also, should I live stream? Like, I'm not gonna do it for a little bit because I'm definitely gonna do it on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously because I'm gonna need a bit of a setup, and I'm also probably not gonna have like a face cam. It's probably just gonna be gameplay you're seeing. If y'all are interested in that, just ask me and I'll try to configure it at some other time, probably over the summer. Because I don't have much to do except marching band over the summer, and that's in July. You'll probably see me uploading on all kinds of tower defense games. I'm going to try out Planetary Tower Defense or Planet Tower Defense, whatever it is. It just seems like a really long ride that I don't want to take, but I'm definitely going to try and struggle to it because it's a very high quality game as it seems. Popping now. Yes, this is the lag wave. The slave really doesn't do much. It's more of a money farm, even though it doesn't get much money. Okay, but all your money comes in at wave 20, and I would suggest putting bulls along this. Good thing about giants and bulls is they can't be stunned, which is fun. So if you read here, the splat high direct damage at level 4, it becomes stun immunity, I think. Yep. Bull gets stun immunity on his last upgrade, and he's also the highest DPS for his cost, I believe. Well, not except Juggernaut, but he's a hero. All the heroes have pretty high DPS. I gotta upgrade my commando. Also gonna move him for prepping for wave 20. So you get a lot of wave money this time. I would suggest putting around 4 giants around here, and then I'm gonna show you all the bull placements before we even start. So bull, 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 and a bull right here. And that's all the bull placements you're gonna need. And then, if I'm correct, Juggernaut should fit right here or right here. One of the two. You know, I feel like the events in this game are gonna have to be pretty, like, kind of like TDX. They have to be kind of like lore updates, but also like really enjoyable. I feel like the events in this game could be really peak considering how much lore they already have. It's like a very lore heavy TDS game or tower defense game. I do play TDS quite a lot. I'll admit I bought Gladiator Throat books. I don't know. It's because I played when the event was around. I was just like such a low level that was not worth me playing because I would have to get super hard carried. Yep, and now we replace the Juggernaut. We upgrade this buff. Oh, bro, I missed my placement on this bull, I guess. I'm assuming this guy can't be stunned. I don't think he can be stunned at all in, like, general. I think he's just that much of a beast. We'll see, like, how much DPS you can get just off, like, these non-stunnable units on this Chica Mecha. As long as you keep these buffs up consistently. Okay, we're gonna put our last buff cycle in. And now we start Giga Selling, Giga Sell, Giga Sell, Giga Sell. Got 1.4. It's really hard to get a 1.5 size on this. I haven't got it personally myself, but that is all the content. I've practically just beat this game. I've bought every unit. I just need to do a few side quests, and I'll learn some lore, probably. Lore, I'm not really the biggest lore person. We got some interesting people over here. See, this game's kind of dead right now, so I hope it updates sometime soon, because it'd be really peak. Anyways, this is my second episode covering Heroism Tower Defense. If you have any suggestions, just leave in the comments, and I'll consider it with great, with great respect, hopefully. Please don't make anything ridiculous. Alright, thank you for your time, and this is Peppers. He going out.